so many publishers in the world, one stands out with its distinctive voice for African Americans, reaching 20 million unique visitors each month. That one publisher is iOne Digital. Tonight, I have the pleasure of meeting with Markus Robinson, the Vice President of Innovation and Creative at iOne Digital.
Coming to you live from the virtual WordPress Theatre, this is the XWP Tonight Show.
Markus, thank you for joining us and welcome to the show. How have you been?
Doing good. Excited to speak to you.
iOne Digital has grown over the years and now has 7 bold and powerful media brands for African Americans. It is such an important voice and an interesting brand. Can you please tell me how it all began?
Absolutely. So in the 80s, about 40 years ago, our company, Radio One at the time, was founded by a person by the name of Cathy Hughes. If you don't know the story of Cathy Hughes, please look it up. She's just an amazing person. She's still the chairman of the board to this day. But Cathy Hughes was the first Black woman to ever have a publicly traded company in America. And so back then in the 80s, she started the company by working at the Howard University. Howard is a HBCU, but the Howard University radio station. She was able to then raise enough funds to acquire that radio station, and then leverage that radio station to buy another radio station or another one. And then now the Radio One is now called Urban One, consists of about 55 different radio stations across the nation. We have 2 television stations, TV One and Clio TV. And we also own an internet division, which has a bunch of websites that we hopefully will talk about later. But the interactive division, which is called iOne Digital. And so Cathy Hughes is just an amazing figure, and her story is just as amazing as she is today.
That's quite an amazing journey. To discuss performance, in real estate, it's all about location. On the web, when location is virtual, it's all about being found, and so much of that is performance. We're about to launch a project together to improve the performance of iOne's Bossip site. What do you see as the importance of performance to publishers?
Performance is crucial. We look at it from kind of 3 standpoints. Number one, performance is important because we want to create a great user experience, right? Our users don't want to wait on our pages to load, to be able to consume the content that they come here for. So creating a user experience that is fast, creating a user experience so that people can get to what they're looking for quickly is important to us. Number 2, search, right? You mentioned in your question, search is important to us. It's vital in how people discover our content. And we know that Google and other search engines prioritize or like to crawl sites that have better user experience, but that load faster. And so we see that as an opportunity just to increase search rank and get a lot more traffic to our sites. And the third is, we're talking right now through our desktop machines, our laptop machines, but we know that the large majority of our traffic is our mobile audience. So it's important for us to, as the devices get smaller and maybe computing size is not as great, we want to create an experience where, again, people can consume quickly, get to what they're looking for with as little interruption as possible.
I agree. And I think part of that is having the right hosting platform. iOne uses WordPress VIP, and this year XWP worked with iOne to upgrade from Classic to the all-new and shiny VIP Go. What are some of the benefits that you're expecting to receive from this?
VIP has been, WordPress VIP has been a great partner, to be completely honest with you. And the VIP Go platform is just an extension of that partnership. Our expectation of VIP Go is, one, it should give us a lot more control over what we're allowed to have. Like, one of the things about Classic, it was very restrictive. No plugins, had to go through, a really extensive kind of code review before we could release. The new VIP Go gives us the ability to add plugins as we see necessary, but we can also push code a lot faster without the time to review. And we've also just seen, some performance enhancements as well, just from the migration. We had to migrate, a lot of sites over, and your team has been very, very helpful in helping us get that process going and making it as smooth as possible. But we think from the VIP Go solution, we're going to get faster sites, the ability to add a lot more plugins so we can add more features a lot quicker, but also release code a lot faster than we've ever been able to do it before in the past. So we're very excited to be on the new VIP Go platform.
Now into our general engagement together. XWP has been working with iOne for over 4 years. Our focus is always about trying to first understand the customer's business goals. And one element that we're quite proud of is our support of increasing iOne's ad revenue. Can you please tell us a bit about the custom ad solution that we worked on together?
So working with your team, we kind of went down the platform of like trying to do a couple different things. One, we had the challenge of viewability. Viewability, as we start to grow, our advertisers, our clients are very focused on making sure that their ads load, but they're also loading in view. And so working with your team, we were able to create a solution that increased our viewability from sub 30s to closer to 80% viewability. So just has done great work around that. The second thing was back to that user experience kind of question. That it was a big, important process to create a user experience, and ads should not take precedence, right? So again, my goal is to get to my content as quickly as possible. So we didn't want our ads to block that experience from happening. So as a part of that ad experience that you kind of talked about, we saw an increase in viewability, but more importantly, we created an experience that I think users like to come to. They don't have to wait on the site to load or our ads to finish processing for them to be able to consume our content. So we were able to lazy load the ads during, as a user scrolls down. So the sites would load faster, but also create a better viewable experience for our clients. So it was a twofold win. Our users win and our clients win because their ads are now in view.
That makes sense because as a publisher, you need to make revenue from ads whilst at the same time giving an excellent experience to your customers. Finally, how do you see publishing changing in the future? And what are some of the things that you're doing at iOne to keep up and stay ahead of it all?
Yeah, great question. So we're seeing a lot of changes in publishing. I think that's, one of the most exciting things about the business that we're in is that it's always changing. So where the blog was the king, text-based was the king, we're starting to see other forms of medium kind of surface up, right? So video is a place where we're focused on. So we're not only creating great video content for our users, but trying our best to integrate our video content with the great kind of text-based written content that we're doing on our websites right now. So there's a big opportunity for us to win in video. One of the things that potentially helps us is the fact that we own 2 television stations, right? So we're creating really compelling video content and we're creating them in a way now that they can be snackable and serviceable in, social and other places as well. The other place we see opportunity is in audio. And I know that sounds a little strange, but with the growth of podcasts and sites like Clubhouse or apps like Clubhouse, we see audio as a huge opportunity. Clubhouse is basically an audio chat room that has been taking the world by storm. We think there's an opportunity for us to win in audio as well. Leaning into our kind of radio roots, we have 55 different radio stations that reach hundreds of millions of people. And so we think we have an opportunity to leverage audio in a way that is compelling for our audience as well. So the biggest challenge is how do you integrate audio and video and text in a way that's native and organic to our users, but also how do you differentiate yourself and stand out from all the noise out there, right? So those are probably the biggest challenges and changes that we see. And I think, unlike a lot of other companies, I think we're positioned to do very well because we do have a parent company and 2 sister companies that can support us in both audio and video.
Markus, it's been a pleasure to chat with you today. We are so proud of the work that XWP does for iOne. It is such an important media publisher for America.
It's my pleasure. You guys have been great to work with, great partners. We've had a few, and by far you all stand out against the rest. So we definitely appreciate it, and to a great future.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time.